you, old heart. Forged in the lockdown. Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the Unfathomable quiz. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them.
And the host.
We'll answer none of
Not
them.
a chance.
The host, Manda, is back. The host will be answering questions today.
Yep.
Today we have got Manda.
Dead Dave.
Good, Dave.
We've got MathPig.
Hi, going.
We've got Jenny, who we are
Hi,
going to
hi.
wish a very big happy birthday. We're going to pretend it's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
We've got Jeff,
Ahoy.
and we've got Jamie.
Hi,
Hello.
what up?
Did you all have a fun weekend?
I made a fort.
Totally.
A what?
I've made a fort, and I made it that good that I haven't even taken it down. It's still in the living room. I don't want to move it because it's such a good fort.
A pillow fort?
Duvets and seats, and it's quite comfy. I lost the dog yesterday
Damn.
and panicked, ran around the entire fucking house going, "Where's the dog? Where's the dog?" Dog was in the fort sleeping like.
Sounds fun.
You thought you'd
So
lost.
did you sleep in the fort then too?
I have not in this one, but 2 forts ago I did have a dose.
He panicked last night. He's like, I can't find Pot. I can't find the dog. And like just running out the room. And he comes back, sits down, doesn't say a goddamn word. I'm like, so where the fuck in the fort? Okay.
Why do we not have photos of this fort on Twitter yet? This was why Twitter was built.
Yes.
No, I want to see this. This sounds impressive.
I will run down and get a picture of the fort soon.
How much is rent?
Can
How
we
much
move
you
in?
got?
Cheaper than my place.
Does it come with restraints?
Oh, I have my wrist and ankle restraints. I could bring those over.
Me and you in the fort with some yeah. Moving on.
That's kinky.
Thanks, Julie.
We should
by the
hope
way.
So someone's gonna have. This is all stuff that people need to explain to me one day.
No. For my
When you're old
wish
enough.
list, one of the gifts was ankle and wrist restraints,
Okay.
which was just like the bag of things. And Julie sent them to me. This one.
Okay, I have to comment on something I'm really angry about. Today I was contacted by...
Uh-oh.
I've forgotten the name.
Margaret
It has
Thatcher's
completely
ghost.
gone out of my head.
Nickelback.
No, who makes the sit-on sex toys?
Oh, I know
What?
what you're talking about, but
What was
so
it?
why-
No,
What?
they're not sponsoring this show.
No.
That's what you're
Right,
annoyed
but the
about.
point is I wanted to add one to Manda's wish list, but I couldn't because they weren't on Amazon. And it turns out they are on Amazon, but Amazon hide them because they link me to their products on Amazon. Symbian.
Well,
Symbian? Sybian.
the next time I almost die, you can
Yeah.
put that on the list. Thank
Could you spell that, please?
SYBAN?
Okay.
And
I can't remember. Check my Twitter. They messaged me.
and Critical Questions is brought to you by Serbia.
It's going to be brought to us by Toblerone soon, apparently. We live in hope.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! It's gonna be fucking Baby Bell or something. It's gonna be a cheese.
It can't be a cheese thing. I'd never accept money from from big cheese.
If they're going to
Cathedral City cheddar.
If they're going to sponsor the show, they have to send each one of us one of their products so we can sit on them during the show.
That's actually what Dave's been doing. It's not a yoga ball. It's a yoga ball with a don't you know?
Wee suction cup thing that sits in the top. Like.
I
They
suspect
make
it.
those.
It's just they have those. Do they, Manda? Please tell us about them.
Hopefully you don't know.
Right. Should we do the
Oh, I
first
got a-
question?
Are they
What?
self-lubricating?
No.
Yeah.
I got a very funny image in my head, but we shall move on.
We haven't even got to questions yet, and it's already broken down into smart.
The questions are good. Well, they're terrible. They're usually, but they're mostly well behaved today.
The whole fucking quiz is terrible. I don't know why we're here.
Well,
But go on, anyway.
I call bullshit, but go ahead, Dave.
Right.
I'm here to look at Jamie's purpleness. I'm loving this. So that's the only reason I'm here.
Thanks, honey.
Wearing purple too. Fuck you.
Question.
Purple is pretty.
Shush. I love purple. Purple's my favorite color. Question 1168. What is the smallest non-abstract thing that brings you happiness?
The smallest non-abstract?
Like,
Yes.
does it have to be small as in like cheap or small as in like size?
Size.
Yeah,
I guess.
I knew you were going to say that.
What?
Sorry. I walked right into that one.
You knew that was going to go there, Dave.
This can isn't very big, by the way.
That one particular can. It doesn't bring you. It can't bring you happiness for all that long.
Yeah, I've got others in my collection.
Somebody else says serotonin. That's hard to argue with. Lone Wanderer says my fidget spinner. Brainbug says my baby cobalt blue tarantula. That's objectively wrong. Chad says a keychain. Harmonica Man says candy. Richard says a level 6 bevel head machine screw, actually in a pack with the electrical switch plate cover. I think we might need to get Richard laid.
Richard saving himself for a 1,000-year-old alien woman.
Well,
Just go try and get a number 6 bevel head. It's actually not a bevel head. It's a I forget which head that is now.
I'm gonna say it's not normal. That's not the norm. I was gonna say it's not the normal answer someone gives when they say they get pleasure out of a screw.
Godless Sewing says the joints I buy at the dispensary. Nyanduri says my MP3.
True.
Momma Atheist says a pocket rocket. What's a pocket rocket?
You know what a pocket rocket is?
No idea. What's a pocket rocket?
That's got numerous. Yeah.
Buzz. Buzz.
Yeah, it's just a tiny little vibrator, but you stick it on your finger so it just has the little vibrating tip. But that's actually not my answer. I was kidding.
It's for getting your fingernails to come.
Your fingernails.
Sure.
You have trouble getting your fingernails to come?
Mine is Angel got me this little music box, a wooden music box. It plays the Game of Thrones theme song. If you wind it up, and it's got little intricate details. It's very pretty. I told him he should bury me with it. So
That's not a proper old.
Did you clarify that you had to be dead?
he's still waiting because he wants to sue the doctor. It's like, if you do die, though, I'll make a lot of money.
Oh my
He's
God.
got his future fucking planned out, hasn't he?
He's 16. He doesn't need me anymore. It's fine.
Never Again says, at one point, the mere existence of rivet nuts made me very happy. Okay.
Fair enough.
MathPig!
I don't know. I have a little tin that Alina got me. Brings me joy because it says Best Daddy on it. I've got a bracelet that is for Amanda that I wear that brings me joy. That's about it. Physical things don't bring me much joy. I'm not very tangible, sort of. Car's not that small. I like my car, but
It could be the smallest thing.
well, yeah.
Amanda.
Seriously? I just answered.
I didn't think you would be. No, you did.
No, then I said I
was.
was kidding about the pocket rocket.
And then you told me the real one. You're right. Jenny.
My nipple clamps.
Nipple clamps. Just the clamps, or that include, or are they chained together?
Well, the chain, of course. You know, it's a package.
I just saw what doorknob head put. I said, that's because it's not that small, mate.
See, I was expecting one of the girls to say their boyfriend's dick.
That's why I laughed. Did you
What?
The only to be honest, though, the only metric I have to go by is the fact that I'm a fat bastard and I can still see it, so it can't be too fucking small.
It is sort of the metric, you know, when you lose sight of seeing it, it's like, damn, I need to lose weight. Like,
that's quite disturbing coming from you, MathPig, because you're terribly thin.
I'm not that thin.
Well, he's got a good reason to stay in shape. Obviously, I don't know. You know.
Trust me, I do all right.
Santi says, "My penis is broken."
I just realised that came out really wrong. What I said then. I just fucking realised how that came out.
Jeff.
God, I don't know. I'm not that materialistic on things like that. You know. Suppose maybe my Baphomet pendant or something, just because it can piss some people off at times.
It's a wallet-sized signed picture of Maggie Thatcher.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's got to be a good sort of 8 per 10, you know.
I used to have a lucky rabbit's foot. I always got joy out of that, but then I lost it and I had to get a lucky cat's foot instead.
Picture of Margaret. Actually, I was going to say a picture of Margaret Thatcher could bring me a lot of joy, technically, but it would also require a set of darts as well. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Jamie.
I guess my vape.
You're sticking with your vape.
Yeah, my wife bought me this, and I almost never put it down since. So, yeah.
Dave.
Yeah, helps me smoke less too. So.
Nerdy says my lucky lightsaber. Me, what's small that brings me joy? This. Oh, look at that! That's
is
really
that the little piece of... What is that?
Well, this is a thing that's got green buttons on it.
I would say my award for a season 1 of Critical Questions, but it hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah,
it's boxed up just there.
Dave.
I have boxed. MathPig's is boxed. Jeff's is boxed, and Granny's is boxed.
Why the fuck? I thought you were going to send me all the American ones, and I was.
I found a cheap way. I was arguing the reason that yours isn't boxed because I hadn't decided whether to send B's with yours.
I don't know. It may actually work out cheaper to mail them individually. I don't know.
Because
they do a lot of it because they do it on size and weight as well. You know,
they're not very heavy, but they're quite bulky. So I found a place I'd get them for £6 to America, which is the normal place to America is £25. So,
yeah.
So what the fuck are you? What is this box thing that you have with buttons?
Oh,
Dave?
It's I don't know what you call it, a fidget cube.
Right,
it's got buttons and switches and knobs, but the problem is they're all green. So
that's why it was fucking. Like I fucking can see through
like
that thing. Is it broken?
Yeah.
Is that like a Rubik's cube that but unfortunately someone's just put all the same colours on all the squares or something?
No, I think it's called a fidget cube, but I could be wrong. And it's just got buttons and knobs and things that you can click. Right.
Dope.
Next question.
I may need to get one of them.
What?
I may need to get one of them.
Well, it's either that or this, right? And I keep getting into trouble with people because I keep putting this in my mouth.
Yes, and it's weird. I offered to send you the little magnet things, Robbie, but you're like, no, that's stupid. So
I did not say that it was stupid.
Yes,
Not
you
anything.
did.
like that.
Apparently, it is called a fidget cube, according to Cadence in the live chat.
Oh, good. Right.
Oh.
Next question. Question 1169. What word irks or irritates you the most, and why?
Did Amanda
Something
say the question? Is this Amanda question?
It is not Amanda question.
there are a lot of questions, or there are a lot of words that piss me off.
Yeah, me too. Like this is gonna be hard.
Moist.
Can I?
I was given with the person that wrote this question gave me 3 words that I'm assuming that they don't like. Right, moist was one of them.
Oh, no doubt. Moist gets the
I
right
don't
out of
understand
somebody.
why people don't like that.
No, I don't understand, but I know a lot of people don't like moist.
Yeah.
I like
Nerdy says
moist.
global warming. That's not a word.
Yeah.
That's an expression, which
Two
is
words.
which I'm sure Amanda's not a big fan of that phrase as well. But
Right. So, which
here's a word that never used to annoy me, but it actually was popping up in notifications on my tablet for some reason. That word is stool.
the person or the object.
I am not going to say. You can.
Stool says moist is the bestest word ever. I'm not very keen on bestest.
yeah.
Chad
That's
says
actually a word.
Well, my word of choice is irregardless. I absolutely
Well,
detest
also
the
not a word.
ignorance it
that's not a
takes to
word.
say that word. I know, but people use it all the time.
That's because they're idiots.
Exactly.
Chad says utilize. There is no reason to use it over use unless you are trying to to sound smarter than you are. I never utilize.
I utilize it all the time. Fuck that. I'm not trying to sound smart. I am smart. Fuck y'all.
It's not, but yeah. Again, that's to me. Cause that's more of a. It's that. Not the word itself. It's more of a pet peeve to me of people using words to make themselves sound more intelligent or whatever than they really are. If you've been like a lot of around people who speak sort of just management speak,
Oh, I hate corporate speak, dude. That's the worst.
I get round.
Synergy. Ugh, that's the worst word ever.
I literally hate people using that word in the wrong sense.
I grew up in the solution era. We were a solution provider.
Sorry, Dave, what were you saying?
I said we were a solution provider.
How does everybody feel about synergy here? Because I think we may reach a consensus.
Yeah, I think synergy does not exist anywhere outside of
It's bullshit. It's not a real word. Some fucking business executive made it up so that he would sound smart in front of his boss. And he was like, oh yeah, no, this is a real word.
Where?
What have we got? Moist is a cromulent word. Cadence says, I literally hate when people use the word literally all the time for literally the wrong literal reason. True. I can't believe I managed to get that sentence right.
But again, I know it's sort of bad. I think it's something that I may do myself without realizing. So
well, literally.
Yeah, I might. I know it's sort of a word that is misused very often, but I think it's probably
It's
something
not misused anymore. Now that it means figuratively, it's fine.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid motherfucking wanking.
I have heard you say it like a few times, so I don't
literally.
I've literally used the word literally, Robbie, more than once. And
I
not
use it
actually literally. So.
It's got to be one word though. It's not like two words that I don't necessarily mind on their own. Just when they're in the same sentence, they tend to piss me off. Like I don't know, like atheists and rocks, for example. But as an example,
kick him.
Right. And there he says people smacking their food, which I have no idea what that is. Nerdy says spatula, especially when used to describe hands. That's not a word, though, is it? Ox says one word, ignorance, because it's so easy to fix and so many won't. Yeah, but using that word is not.
Yeah.
Doorknobhead says irregardless is the bestest word ever, indubitably. You might have to start throwing things at some of our chat.
See, irregardless is a perfect example of a word that people just say to sound smart, but it literally makes them sound dumb as fuck because it isn't a word.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you can tell, like, right off the bat if someone's trying to sound smart.
Then you ask them, and they use the word, and then you ask them about how do you feel about double negatives, and they don't know what you're talking about.
Honesty is not a cool word either. Is it not? I think people use it. Well, the problem I've got is I have a problem with the word honestly. Because mostly when people are using the word honestly, they are not being honest.
Not untrue.
Yeah.
Harmonica. Santi says, is YOLO a word? Is YOLO a word now? Has it become a word?
Is it not an anagram or whatever?
It's another bad one.
Can you call an anagram a word?
Well, they
I mean,
start out a lot of
people say
words start
YOLO.
out.
I fucking hate that. I hate hearing it. I hate reading it. Fuck you if you're typing to me, Dave.
Lol.
Dave, what did you do, Dave? I did not hear that. What the hell did you just say to her?
What word?
No, I'm just saying you use it all the time, Dave.
Do I?
What word's
Yeah,
that?
LOL. Yes, you do.
Lol. Yeah, I hate when people say
they're
lol.
not really.
I've
They're
never
not really
said lol.
anagrams as much.
No, you
so
don't
they're
like
really-
So funny.
Wait a minute. What word does he always
Yes.
use?
No, I use lol in chat because you see, here's the thing,
Oh.
right? I
do.
was there
I
when
must-
this was created. When lol was created, it meant something.
Yeah, we actually had this. I think we've had this conversation before. So, I mean, I get it, I understand it, but I still fucking hate it.
I can't take no high ground. I use that one, and and I do. I got to admit, I do love LMM. Basically laughing my motherfucking ass off. I like that.
But Jamie's right. It's so much worse when people fucking say it out loud.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, when they
completely.
say it out loud. Oh.
I screamed at my daughter when she came home from school one day. She goes, lol. What the fuck? That is not appropriate language.
It's not, yo.
I love
English.
the fact that you can pull someone up for using inappropriate language using the word fuck in the sentence.
That's a real good word.
I mean, yeah, it is.
It's the most expressive word in the English language. It can be
It really
anything.
is.
Profanity is high art. I'm sorry.
It is.
Brainbug says, I just like big words, not sorry. They're talking about good works. Spooky says, my least favourite word is like and subscribe. Why? Because it's repeated often. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
By the way, like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.
And you can maybe add share into that as well.
Sure. Oh, you can add join now. I got a big join button.
Like, share, join, and subscribe. Do it all.
I hate how people use words in the wrong way. Case in point, gradually systemic. Forget that.
Oh,
Yeah.
the word decimate means to destroy by 10%.
Not
So
anymore.
when people use the word decimate to mean like
No,
completely
not
destroy.
anymore. No, decimate just means
That
to
is-
destroy a large quantity now.
Now
It
it's
is derived by
Of course
what
it
Manda
is.
said, though. Yeah,
It was killed by every
Sort
one
of-
in 10 men. Every 1 in 10
it was
men.
actually. I mean, the Romans used it as a form of discipline in their legions if they fucked up.
Just saying.
A
People
litter alley. It's all garbage. They're arguing about synergy and synergisms.
Fuck 'em.
What have you done? Stool says, I hereby demand a prize for saying cromulent in your silly show. No.
Can I really take any moral high ground here when I've used words like lump and proletariat before?
Yeah, but you didn't know what they meant, so it was okay.
I do know what that word means. Thank you very much. But
Right, I think we have to dump Brainbug as a friend.
Fuck my face. I've already told him that once today.
Have you? He says, I say lol on occasion.
You were just
I do it ironically because I've heard so many people do it. I usually do it when I'm making fun of like idiots who like idiot reactionaries or just like trolls online who are just like lol, like you're an idiot, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't ever use it unironically. I only use it to make fun of dumb people who use it. It's goddamn.
Right, okay.
Sorry, I'm just chuckling what Wild Heart's put in the chat.
I've got to catch up with Wild Heart with it. Ox just said, yes, YOLO is now in Webster's. That's a word.
I mean, anything that gets used commonly is going to end up in a dictionary.
It is. Practice. Wild Heart, I use lol in every sentence. What the fuck?
Damn.
To monster. Someone else read what he just said. Jeff.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wild Heart.
Why
To monstrous. Basically, it's a really, really long word there that is with the word phobia on the end. It says a fear of long words. LOL.
A monstrous equipdalia phobia.
I like it. I do like it.
Wait, is that a real word? Because that's insane. If that's the most ironic fucking definition in the world.
I can't believe that's real.
really hope that they copied and pasted it instead of actually sitting there and typing the whole fucking thing out.
It's come from.
I hope they typed it out.
It must have come from a joke site somewhere. I like it.
Wait, is that real?
No, it is real.
Why?
It is real.
It is.
Like, imagine not being able to say the name of your own phobia. Like, I have I can't even say it. I don't like big words. I can't. And you like you have like a little piece of paper you show people like I have this phobia.
I was going to do the Blackadder thing. There and
Cruel.
like, offer Wild Heart my sincerest contrafibularities.
Whoever named that word is an asshole.
Yes. Right. What were your words? I completely lost track of everything because we went through everyone's.
Wait, did you ask everyone? I didn't.
No, what was yours?
Mine is okay. And I'm gonna preface this by saying I have said this word, and I hate people for making me say this word. I had a bunch of fucking idiots in my chat a while back that would not stop using the word yeet, and I fucking I started using it. Like constant, I couldn't stop saying it because I have this thing like if I hear a word enough, I can't stop saying it. And there's nothing that makes me more angry than when I have a word stuck in my head that I absolutely hate. So fuck yeet, fuck everyone who uses it, fuck whoever created it. You're all garbage. You're garbage human beings. Go drown in Minecraft. I don't know.
And I much prefer reach, anyways. You know.
My son uses that word. He's 16. He's a 16-year-old boy, so
fair enough. Fuck anyone over 21 who uses that word.
No, I hate it too.
If you're a kid, I can fucking excuse it, but
okay,
I am so triggered right now. All these words, I'm so triggered.
You're triggered. Is that your word?
There you go.
Triggered.
No, my word was literally.
Your word was literally. Jeff.
Triggered is right up there.
Oh yeah. People
Triggered is
overuse
up
that
there.
word so much.
I'm just tired of people actually out there in the world who think that I'm responsible for their feelings. You know, it's like,
Oh dear, I don't know.
The word triggers you,
There's
that's not my problem.
a few. Modernization and efficiency are two words I don't like, mainly because I know in what context they're normally fucking used in, having been a trade union guy for a while. I don't necessarily call it, I don't know, it's so much a word or a phrase, but I think the word itself actually is starting to piss me off now is boomer. I'm getting a bit pissed off because the way it's used, and it's not fucking used correctly anyway.
Typical
to what
boomer
it's trying
response.
to describe. Yeah,
I mean,
says someone who's older than me.
I do
never
use
be a
that
boomer.
word, but I use it to refer to like only the worst example of boomers, like I don't know.
Okay.
I don't hate boomers. I realize the word is overused, and I realize it can offend people who are part of that generation. So I try not to like,
Isn't that the point
but
then?
I've
Yeah, but it's normally used at people who are not in that fucking generation.
yeah, that's true. It's like, you fucking boomer. You can't even you can't even set up a live stream. My chat calls me a boomer every time I'm like I fuck up or something. I don't know what I'm doing. It does.
I think I'm the only boomer here.
Damn. Like I said, there's good boomers and there's bad boomers. There's good and bad people of every generation, and that's why I try not to use the word as much, because it's like it really does get overused, and it's turned into like, I get the meaning of like okay boomer. It was like originally to like snap back at the type of people who would just dismiss the concerns of younger people, or mostly a lot of the time lefties. It at least in my circles, it was like older, like right-leaning people, like using it to dismiss the idealistic ideas of lefties, and just be like, fucking you millennials, you don't know what you're talking about. You're so entitled. It's like, okay, boomer, And I was down with that usage, but then people ran wild with it, and it like. Now it's just used to either discriminate against old people, or just it's used incorrectly to shit on anyone who just doesn't know something about technology.
It was like it was like something that started with noble intentions that's developed into this fucking monster. Is what it is.
Right. Exactly. As with every word, that's what happens. People create something and it ends up fucking. Getting over.
I'll respond to that in a minute. Sorry.
Go on, Manda.
I don't want to tell you, because then you guys will start using it around me, and I'll hate you.
We would never do that.
I won't.
And now there is a word in my head that I'm not going to be able to get unstuck from.
Is it a word I could? Is it a word I can do something like Jar Jar? Is the question.
You can do every word sounding like Jar Jar. That's not the point.
Why do you want me to hate you, Jeff?
Amanda, just tell me the word. I won't tell them.
Oh, good. It's fucking booty. I hate that word. I hate
booty.
It drives me nuts. And it's
all right, yeah, we will use that a lot.
I agree.
I'm never coming on the show again. Like never.
No, I agree. It's a really bad. I don't know, booty. It just sounds weird. It's like shake that. Shake that booty, whatever. No, shake that ass, shake that butt, whatever. What booty? You sound like a fucking child.
Yeah, and then it moves on from that. It's stupid enough. Like I know there's a lot of really booty dumb slang in like music stuff and hip hop and whatever. That's fine. There is in all genres of music. But when then it moves on from there and people are like, "Oh, get your booty over here," like just using it in regular language. Fuck off.
It sounds really dumb. I don't know. I agree with you.
But it sounds much more dumb than any of the other words.
I also hate it when people say cray cray. That makes me want to explode.
Yeah,
be an adult, say ass.
Yes.
That is not a fucking word, though, is it? Cray cray.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Though.
That's why I only say, and that is a word. That's something I only say when I'm taking the piss.
Well, I'm sure at one time, like when I was young, booty was like a name for like loot or treasure or something at one time, But
I don't mind it used in that context. That's
that
fine.
context is fine. But if you're talking about an ass, you sound like a 12-year-old trying to sound cool or whatever. It's just stupid.
Well, I think there is.
Where did I bury me?
It's certainly not a formalized.
Yeah, use that.
I think there is an action going on where people are infantilizing language in a lot of ways.
I think what it is really is that Manda has something, or Angel had something against wearing little booties when he was young.
No. Still just in the ass, but okay. You didn't answer, Dave.
Me? Naff. There's quite a few things that are acronyms that people use as words that annoy me. VoIP. That really annoys me. VoIP is not a word. VoIP.
Oh, VoIP.
It's not a fucking word.
But it could be. It's a good one.
It's voice over IP.
I've got to say, that's not one I'm familiar with actually. But
right? But people keep using it. That really annoys me. And there's quite a few words like that are acronyms that mean something, especially because, again, they're acronyms that were created when I was working. So I was there for their creation, and then all of a sudden people have taken them on to use them as words in their own right.
I think it's really sad when you get like these acronyms and stuff that are coming into. It's like we've all turned it. Sometimes with some of these things I've seen, it's almost like we're talking like internal Scientology jargon. The shit they talk inside, you know.
That's funny.
Apparently, Jeff is a boomer confirmed. Spooky.
Yeah.
Lone brought up the JJ too, which is just fucking awful.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait. MathPig just said in chat that Manda has an amazing booty.
Sorry, Spooky. What's up?
My boobs for you. The shitty thing about that word is I'm pretty sure it came from Grey's Anatomy, and that's a show about doctors who can't say the word vagina. Like, anyway.
If that's true, that's really dumb.
Like I said, that happened in
no,
Scrubs
fuck
too.
the JJ. No one over 13 should be saying the JJ.
No.
Right. Next question. Question 1170. Why should we not have unrestricted sports leagues that allow for the use of any performance-enhancing drugs or procedures?
Oh boy, that's a controversial one.
Sid,
I don't
Sid,
know.
ask
I'm just gonna say that if this goes into this fucking argument that got everybody riled up this year, I'm fucking tapping out now.
What argument got everyone riled up this year?
Last year, rather.
Probably
Could you
not.
ask the question again, please?
I'm pretty sure the WWE is pretty cool with using whatever drugs you want to get as big as you want to kick as much ass as you want, even though it's fake.
Yeah, but
God says, "Ooh, I'm all for a drugged-up Olympics."
I mean, how about we have two different leagues or whatever? One where you can use whatever drugs you want,
that's
and one
what's
where
being
it's actually
suggested.
fair.
That's what's being suggested. This is the point. We have leagues, and you can have a league. You know, I wanted a word that was generic across sports, and leagues was the best I could come up with. It could be class or whatever, but you still have all the classes you've got now, and then you've got the one where you can do whatever the fuck you like.
And I will say, Manda, when you say WWE, how much do you want to stretch the definition of the word sport here?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not real, but they still do use their bodies.
I mean, to be fair, it is a sport. I mean, you know, in that respect, and it is very physical. It's extremely physical.
This is the chat. Everyone in the thing. WWE is not a sport; it's acting. And God says, "I'd love to see how fast we can actually run, given the right drugs."
What you end up having with something like this is it's a legality issue, because if you end up with a lot of people that would die. And the people that own the sports teams would be on the hook for those deaths.
Yeah. Well, what if like they sign a waiver before that says like we are not responsible in any way? You
can't sign away liability.
You can.
I mean,
you can sign away liability in that case.
I mean, actually, again, joking aside there, but what Manda said a couple of minutes ago there, WWE. How many of those fuckers have ended up dying like in their early 40s?
Oh, they all die.
How many football players get concussions? If you want to talk about
CTE,
real sports,
yeah.
How many hockey players lose their teeth and also get concussions and shit? Like, it's sports are already fucking dangerous. Okay.
How many entertainment people die at the age of 27?
Yeah,
but that's not. They didn't die because of the years of abuse to their body, though. They died because they decided to use drugs in a bad way and overdose. These are, if you talk to someone like Robert Reed, who will tell you that all the football players, the ex-football players that they're all fucking broken. There's nothing. You end up on opiates or just in pain the rest of your life. There's, I think, something like 90% of the people coming out of the NFL have that concussive disorder, like
CTE, yeah.
But the NFL isn't barbaric or anything. It's fine.
I know, right?
The way it is. This guy.
But if people choose to do that to themselves, fine.
Yes,
And if,
sure.
and if it entertains us,
Well,
what does it say about
I
us?
mean, to be fair, I mean, we're going back, 10, 15 years ago, a lot of things like the a lot of the damage, like what we know about concussions. I think that most people with any sense knew getting a lot of concussions wasn't good for you. But like CTE, people didn't know what the fuck that was.
No, they've come a long way with that. But I think another problem too you have with, like, you think about stuff like roid rage, in the heat of the moment, you're going to end up with people being overly strong and overly aggressive and killing each other in the middle of sports. So,
well, again,
but
that's
I
why
think
you have like a league where it's like you sign that away. It's like I'm fully accepting the risks. I might fight someone who's roided out. I might go up against someone who could kill me. Like it would be like the extreme. I mean, I've long thought like the way sports are set up need to be restructured. I know there's the fucking transgender sports debate, and
that was the one I was. That was the one I was trying to avoid.
That's what you were trying to avoid. But the point is, this went nowhere near that.
Well, I'll go near it. You guys don't have to comment.
Technically, it is procedures, Dave, I suppose, because
that's one hell of a going down the route of.
Go
on, sorry.
My solution is we need to have like fuck this like men and women sports. We need to have like sports separated into different classes based on people's body types, body weights, and all that, and then. Like, if you want to add another, like, just a free-for-all league where anyone could join and do anything they want, like, that's fine. If people want to, like, I don't see the problem with that,
Like a skill level instead of what's between your legs.
Exactly.
Has nobody else ever thought of that?
Oh, the problem is, the problem is, it's the same problem with sailing, okay? I'm someone that's sailed all my life, right? And the problem is, to watch it as a spectator sport, it is too complicated for most people to watch, and that's the problem with most sports that have classes. The majority of people want a sport where people kick the shit out of each other or kick a ball that's simple. And I completely agree. I am all for classes. I'm just not convinced it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, a lot of the times people go to. And again, I didn't really want to go onto the whole trans thing in sport, but like, I remember people losing their shit about Fallon Fox a few years ago, the MMA fighter, trans MMA fighter. But what happened there? Then she got fucking beat, But it was a first. And the thing is, especially if we talk combat sports, especially professional combat sports. There's always been a level of fucking manipulation shit that goes on with that.
I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? If you believe what's going on in sports anyway, this is already going on.
Yeah.
Across many sports. We're just not privy to exactly how much.
I mean, sports are all rigged. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
There's no interest. Does anyone here actually like any sports?
Yeah, everything.
How many teams take a dive? We all know this happens. We know there's cheating. We know there's.
I'm the one person here who fucking loves sports.
Apart from Jeff, does anyone like sports?
No.
No.
I'm more interested in keeping stuff fair and safe for everybody, and that's why I think like having a system where we have classes and then we can have like the ultimate class where it's like anything goes, and if people want to watch that extreme shit, fine. If people would rather watch someone in a lower class, because there would be people like, just like the WNBA is mostly viewed by like women who,
the problem is,
watch, like,
would there be pressure?
Basketball.
Would there not always then be pressure to take the drugs to go into that class because those people are going to get paid more?
I mean, there would be, but there also would be that inherent risk along with it, where it's like, okay, I'm going to this class, but I could die, I
mean, that's a sort of parity I'd like to see more equal in sport, is actually pay. But especially now, seeing as like you know that you know there is like a followings in the UK now for women's soccer. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of fucking parity there.
That's because the women's soccer team actually win. Let's catch up on the chat.
Yeah, and they get paid fuck all, and the men who lose every fucking week get paid like 150 grand a week.
Richard says, because the athletes would kill themselves too often to support their sports, heart attacks kablooey. Steve says, next stop, genetically engineered athletes. Less risk. IQ says, the crackheads would go undefeated for years. Cadence said, Rally used to have... Oh, I've lost it. I'm so far behind. Cadence says, Rally used to have an unrestricted league class, and it was awesome. But that's the cars hopped up on drugs, not the drivers. Say again?
You are fucking really far behind in the chat.
I know!
You know, I actually really like that point, yo. The crackheads would win. Dude, it would just become like the league would just be basically which drug is the best, you know?
Yeah.
Which drug is the best
seriously,
performance
do you seriously want to see people on a bunch of meth heads doing curling?
Why
strike you
not?
as dangerous?
I don't think it would help meth heads with curling.
well, we'll see.
I don't know. I
How
think
fast
meth
would
heads
sweep a
curly. There's I don't know. There's a curiosity factor there.
I want to know.
I mean,
Meth versus crack. Let's find out.
Yeah. I think there's some...
I'm going to have to skip some things.
Dave, I've been told in the chat to tell you to move the fuck on. They've had an entire conversation and you've missed
Can I
it.
just say?
And I've missed
I'll
it.
say one last thing, but then I'll shut up. But
Go on.
yeah, there's. I mean, there is a lot of corruption in sports, whether it be football, boxing, whatever. And apparently, I heard today even tennis is a racket now.
Oh, that's terrible.
There's
God,
corruption literally everywhere. That's the world we live in, guys.
You actually held up the whole show just for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should be
For
embarrassed.
the worst joke of the yeah.
Snooker on steroids would make it slightly interesting. I'm not convinced.
I think snooker needs hooliganism. That would make it way more.
I want to see full
interesting.
contact
Riots.
golf.
Man, I
Full
used
contact
to love
golf.
Twitter, and then when I turned about 30, 31, I started to fall asleep watching it. So I don't know if it got boring or I got old, but I miss snooker.
God says, warning, we do not expect responsibility for another fighter beating you to death and our referee not being able to stop him because he's got the power of a gorilla. Please sign here.
I mean,
Right, okay.
you know what you're getting into.
So does everyone think it's a good idea in theory? Is there anyone against it?
No. I'm for freedom, yo. Libertarian socialist over here. Let people do what they want.
If they're gonna keep records and have things like most hits, most runs, most whatever, then no, I don't think they should allow sports in. If they want to give up all that record keeping and just have sport for the sake of sport, go ahead, take whatever you want.
I mean, I'm intrigued as to why we don't allow killing now. Why we don't allow
Killing?
a Thunderdome.
I think we're pretty close.
You think we're pretty close?
We might as well. Come on.
The
Football
point is, if
dangerous
you've got
as fuck.
if you've got nothing to lose and your payout is going to be £10 million for your family, whether you would win or lose,
I
Would
think
you not go in?
MMA is coming pretty close to that.
Could we bring back some old sports like like Christian versus Lion MMA? You know.
Yes. That sounds fun. In Minecraft.
a touch barbaric apparently.
Minecraft.
I'm gonna have to have the Thunderdome as a question at some point, I think. Right. Next question. Question 1171.
Oh,
Which
this is
is-
my favorite.
Why is this your favourite? Question 1171. Which is the superior? Kebabs, sushi, or pie and mash?
Kebab, sushi, or what?
Pie and mash.
Some weird Brit bonger food.
Yeah, well, I have no
Do
idea
you
what
not
that
have
is.
pies? And do you not have mashed potato? I mean, Manda knows what mashed potato is. She ruins it.
You mean like shepherd's pie?
Because like here in America, unless it's like a chicken pot pie, a pie is like, sweet with fruit in it.
No.
Is it like, is there mashed potato in what is in this pie?
No, the mashed potato is alongside the pie.
Okay, what's in the pie?
You've watched me eat a chicken and ham pie. It's pastry,
what kind of
chicken and ham, and some like a white sauce to it. You can have a mince and onion one. It's pastry with the sauce and
so
a
it's
filling.
like a shepherd's pie?
No,
Shepherd's
shepherd's
pie-
pie is totally different.
No,
Shepherd's
okay.
pie's got lamb stuff in it, but you could have mashed potato on the top, we're not talking about that sort of pie.
It's a pot pie. The chat's saying it's a pot pie.
Oh, I thought
pot
you were
pie.
chopping up shepherds for it.
Cadence says sushi, no competition.
I hate seafood. Is it just meat on the kebabs, or does it have other shit? Because I don't like onions and peppers and stuff, and that usually comes on kebabs.
Well, you can have a doner kebab if you want.
Then pie too. I fuck all this shit. Give me some chocolate. I'm done.
I'll go kebabs.
You go to kebabs. Robbie,
Amanda, can I just say, when you come over, you're going to be so fucked for food. You
I
really
know,
are.
that is like my biggest hesitation. The fact that the fucking food in the UK is horrible, and also I can't just order up something from Uber Eats or DoorDash or some shit and have it come to my door.
Yeah, God, you have to, get up.
to be fair,
Y'all
to
don't
be
have
fair,
Uber Eats?
in
What?
the
We've got
UK,
Just Eat.
yeah, you have a
Fucking
dozen
crazy
cities
third
within
world
half an
country.
hour.
Robbie lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the middle
No,
of
not.
nowhere for Northern Ireland. In
Northern
comparison to
Ireland is
America,
the middle of nowhere.
I can no. The Belfast is only 45 minutes away. Craigavon is 10 minutes away.
Honey, you didn't even know what pot stickers were. That's how bad your Chinese food is there.
I don't eat that.
no, we
shit.
don't call them pot stickers. Is the thing.
What do you call
I
them?
didn't know what they were. They were sold at Dave and the only place that called them that was bloody Dave and Buster's. And when Dave and Buster's went, I spent 10 years trying to find them. I didn't know that they were normal damn Chinese food you could buy. I can't remember what we called them.
I eat my Chinese from a real Chinese restaurant, and they come in pot stickers. So,
Okay, I don't understand the difference when you say, "Well, I eat from a real Chinese restaurant," and I go, "Right, well, what's
it's
not?"
not like Panda Express.
The people that in the shop, the people that
It's run.
I'm not even going
by-
to get to finish my question, am I? Okay, go on.
No.
It's run by
Panda
people-
Express is not real at all.
Yeah,
It's
that's
awful.
what I'm saying. It's an
just
actual-
pathetic.
I just
Oh,
wait. Can I please just? I have to ask, Lone Wanderer, what the hell did you mean by pie and mash?
So
Well,
this
I
was
don't-
Lone's question.
Yes.
Fuck you, Lone. This is a bad question. Pick me. You pick better
Okay,
food.
pot stickers are dumplings, basically.
Dumplings. You can get dumplings. No bother.
They're a little different.
They're not dumplings
No,
compared
no,
to what
they-
No,
Martha
they-
they're
has as
not. They're
dumplings.
like dumplings, but they're not dumplings.
Can I
No,
get
but-
back to pointing out how racist Manda is here, please?
Sure.
How am I
Please,
racist? I'm just
please
saying-
do. Please do.
What- No,
What
I'm
is
saying
different?
because I pissed all over the UK, or because I said real Chinese restaurant, and all I meant was the Panda Express, which is an American bastardized version of a Chinese restaurant.
God,
Okay.
it's awful. It's just
But
Yeah.
oh.
Apparently, the
Give it up.
Americans call
Give it
kebabs gyros.
Because kebabs to us is just meat and stuff on a stick.
That is a kebab, but also a doner kebab is pita bread with meat and salad and chili sauce.
Yeah,
Chili
that's
sauce,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all that food sucks. I'm sorry. No,
So what are you going for?
No,
Sushi,
but
pie, and like sushi.
I don't eat seafood. I don't. I don't eat much anyway.
Manda, I trust me. First time you get over to the UK and you get drunk over there, you are going to crave a kebab at the end of the night.
No.
No other time will you ever want to eat that. But you've had a lot to drink. Suddenly, a kebab tastes really nice for some reason.
Stool says, I like to dip my sausage in a big plate of mash. And she did mean an English pie and mash. God says, I'm slightly upset that Momma Atheist doesn't realise that we invented everything. Americans are weird like that. They have very short
I
memories.
couldn't help, but I'll just say it. You may have invented some things, but even the shit that you invented, we improved on.
Who invented America?
English food is mostly just gray paste.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it kind of is.
Alter Jury Hyan says, never had kebab, sushi, or pie and mash, but I can make a quizilla that'll knock your goddamn socks off. Why are they talking about other foods? The choices between these three foods.
I'm sorry, wait. Did they say quesadilla and you literally couldn't say quesadilla?
Is that how you say? Is that? I've never seen it written down.
I don't know. I can't.
It looks like quesadilla. Yes.
Yes, quesadilla. Quesadilla.
I have never seen that written down.
You spell it Queezydilla.
Yeah.
This is why your food sucks.
Because I thought a quesadilla. I thought was a Mexican girl coming of age party.
No, that's a quinceañera.
It's edible, but you get in trouble.
You know what's really fucked up when they make those big ornate cakes of like the girl in her gown? So you have to cut into the girl like to eat the cake. It's fucked up.
What happens if you get the girl? What did you get the girl mixed up with the cake?
They're almost that big, so it's possible. They get drunk enough.
See, I was right.
Right, Jeff.
I'm not a big fan of any of these three foods, but as I said, I can stomach a kebab after a night of heavy drinking, just about. But for some reason, it's one of those, for some reason you get a craving for a kebab, and even then I don't particularly enjoy it, except with a lot of chili sauce. But
I feel the same way about Taco Bell. The only time you can eat Taco Bell is when you're really drunk and it's like 2 in the morning, and then you absolutely
or high.
Yeah, unfortunately, that filth has now made its way to the UK. Unfortunately, but
as long as
you
don't call Taco Bell Mexican food, I think it's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's always been an Americanized version of like Mexican food.
No, don't blame America. Blame fast food version of Mexican food.
I'll blame Glenn Bell himself for it.
Okay, that's fine.
Nerdy says, the greatest of all those is obviously pie and mash. And then Manda says, sorry, Spooky, but you know I'm 8th.
I meant it auto-corrected. I meant right.
Like it.
A really ironic sentence.
Lucy says, pie and mash. God says, sushi has maggots in it that grow in your stomach. Rainbug says, pie and mash is the winner. And now Cadence wants sushi. Jenny.
Sushi, no, not a chance. Pie and mash, well, I've never heard that until today, but I could see, like a beef pot pie with mashed potatoes on the side. That'd be okay.
Yeah.
Kebab, I like kebab. Roasted vegetables, except they should be putting like Brussels sprouts on there too. Good roast Brussels sprouts are nummy. Roast broccoli and
Brussels sprouts are evil, but we'll continue.
No, Brussels sprouts are wonderful. You just don't know how to cook them. You're British.
No, they're just evil. They are inherently evil.
I've had Brussels sprouts that are made really good, actually.
Yeah.
You cover them in something else so you can't taste them.
Exquisite.
You need seasonings and shit, though. If you're just making Brussels sprouts on their own, then yeah, they're gonna be gross.
Go get a bunch of Brussels sprouts, Dave, and cut them in half and roast them.
Brussels sprouts are the devil's testicles.
Get them nice and brown, and you will be amazed at how great they taste.
No.
Oh yeah.
So your idea of hell would be a diet of cheese and Brussels sprouts.
Yes. I could not think of much worse than that.
See, I put cheese on my Brussels sprouts.
Why would you ruin something that is already perfectly ruined on its own?
I think you guys just have weird, like backwards, like tastes over there.
No, I
Yeah.
just can't stand
Like-
cheese.
That's because all
They
their
take the
food
piss
is
out of me.
garbage. So they think garbage food is good.
Yeah.
They don't like-
This
good
this
food is
from the
garbage.
country that makes cheese in a can.
That doesn't
Yeah.
mean you know that it's crap though. It's the last, it's not like we're like, yes, this is our gourmet spray.
Yeah, no, what?
Sorry,
That's the
Dave.
cheap shit we get for like cheese and crackers or whatever. Or
The
like
other
oh,
we get in college.
dipping fucking celery.
It's rotten
Yeah.
spray cheese like that,
No one
Dave,
says that's like the best shit.
Mhm.
Dave, I'll see your cheese in a can and I'll raise you chicken in the can.
Don't know what you're talking about. MathPig,
Yes.
which one would you pick?
We'll go with pie and mash because I don't like the other two.
You don't like the other two. Fair enough. Jamie.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of seafood myself, but I actually do like sushi as well as shrimp. However, I'd probably be more like in the mood for a kebab more often than sushi. And I pie and mash. I've actually that sounds like a fucking pot pie, and I've actually never been a fan of those. So yeah, I gotta go with kebabs.
Fair enough. Right, next question. Question 1172. If your spouse or partner asked you for permission to have sex with one of your family members or close friends because they were experiencing lust, would you agree to it? By the way, I would never have phrased this question this way.
Who the fuck come up with this question?
This is a stupid fucking question. Yeah, sure, honey. Go ahead. But what? I mean, other than like my sister-in-law, who the fuck is he going to sleep with? My mom?
Well, we're going with sister-in-law,
A
mother.
good idea.
Maybe your mom's
No.
a MILF.
No, like I said, she just broke her hip, so it's not suggested at the moment anyway.
Well, then she's just very flexible.
That's terrible. Yandiri says no, gross. Nerdy says no. I'll just go back to food. Godless Granny says yes. Lucy says no. God says that's grim. Doorknobhead says, would you agree with it? I might. Ox said sure right after the divorce. Brainbug says MathPig, is her mum hot?
She's 72, people. 72.
Yes. I'm going to just say she's 72 people.
Old people have sex.
Although she looks about 20 years younger than she actually is, but still not
never-
like fuckable. So
You're sure on that?
I hope, I don't know. You'd probably.
I'd be. Yeah.
It does also say in the question one of your close friends, but
Yes.
didn't give him a chance to say it.
Oh, okay. Well, no, still though, the answer is, no.
You know,
I mean,
would you
yes,
let
how it
would you let
Don't fucking come back.
would you let MathPig sleep with me?
Yeah, probably.
If you
I
get to
want
watch,
to take pictures.
yeah.
The question would be, would you force MathPig to do that?
Yeah,
My
pictures
boyfriend and my best
pictures or it
friend,
didn't
and I
happen.
film it, like,
Someone tells me there wouldn't have to be a lot of forcing.
I was thinking that.
I
exact same
don't think
thing.
you know MathPig very well.
I
I like me some pussy. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
Well, Dave's pretty tricky.
Can he put his legs behind his head? Does he own a NASA jacket? Is he Manda? No, no, and no.
God says,
No.
I know it happens in Rotherham.
What if he could put his legs behind his head?
I can have my legs
would
behind my
that
head.
change your mind, honey?
Pardon?
Would that change your
this
mind?
is,
I can't hear you, Pat.
um,
I generally can't hear you. People keep talking over you.
Jamie said, what if he could put his legs behind his head? And I asked, would that change your mind?
And I said, no.
Okay.
What if he had like what if he was able to make himself look exactly like Manda?
Right, why is everyone trying to sell this? This is not something I want sold.
I just want to hear you say yes.
I'm just really glad that Dave is so far behind in his questions that this question on its own won't come out for 3 years, so I have some time to prepare. Like.
Dave, and MathPig, surges to do wonderful things nowadays.
Drugs. Lots of drugs.
Drugs are probably more likely. Santi says, I mean, is my friend or family willing? We're assuming they are.
Wait. You're always on drugs, though, Dave.
Not drugs that would make me sleep with Robbie. Lucy says, I'm having old people have sex on my gravestone.
Dave, are you not on really, really, really heavy drugs?
Not at the moment. I can answer this question in possibly affirmative or negative. Have you considered the ramifications? What the hell is going on? Can anyone hold MathPig's wood? Lone Wanderer says, what if they got pregnant? Can your mother get pregnant?
Highly doubt that. Again, not only is she 72, but she had to correct me right after she had me, so,
So, which, between you and MathPig, which one of you do you think is getting pregnant, Dave?
I'm not. No.
Lucy says, very cruelly, Dave would shag a piece of wood with a hole in it, just saying.
That's a bit cruel, Lucy.
Brainbug says, the answer is no for me. I'm super insecure. Doorknobhead says, what kind of wood? Ricardo says, yes. Godless Sewing says, my cousin will probably shoot me one day because I boffed his wife. It never works out. Did he know beforehand? People don't think about the ramifications if they got pregnant or got someone pregnant. We're assuming at this point that that's not going to happen, given the fact that most people are saying no to it anyway. Cadence says, it depends if it's one of my hot friends and if I can join, and if their dungeon is well stocked.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give an answer to this, and this is a serious, not joking kind of answer, and it is an absolute no.
Fine.
And I'm not going to say it wasn't with like this exact scenario with like a family member or a close friend, but someone who I'd been with for a number of years suddenly approached me about wanting an open relationship all of a sudden. I don't know, maybe I took that wrong. I felt rejected by it. After you've been with someone for a few years, and then they suddenly
so you think the question
come to you,
itself
I want
would...
an open So
I see why you'd feel that way. I can feel you.
That's like,
Lucy says, Godless Scummer, you were the first person to laugh when Dave burst his ball, so you're in no position to call me mean.
What, Lucy? Lucy, go back and watch that fucking clip again. I was not the first person to laugh.
Yeah, who was the first person to laugh?
Someone who is
right that we all laugh.
Yeah, but the first person to laugh was trying very hard not to.
Yes, that was Miranda, but she didn't technically laugh.
I let out a tiny. I went, and then I stopped, and I waited till I heard Kaz laugh. I explained this before, but for fuck's sake, it was funny.
Chad says, I don't believe in love, so I'm all for being happy and respectful. That's for asking. Doorknobhead said, those that did not laugh are psycho, just saying. And apparently Doorknobhead doesn't have permission to type. Jenny.
I would have to ask them, first of all, who is it that you think is one of my relatives?
We'll go with a close friend as well.
Huh?
He said. The question is family member or close friend.
Oh. I guess I'd say no.
You'd say no. Jamie.
Yeah, I'd probably say no too. Especially when it comes to a family member. That could be really weird. But even a close friend, I mean, that could ruin a fucking friendship too. Like it could be very awkward in a lot of ways. Also, I don't like sharing. So
Yeah, MathPig doesn't share.
I was gonna say, MathPig.
Well,
I think you just got your answer
know.
there, Dave.
you got your answer. And as a slight caveat and side note, God in the live chat has tried to chat up my mother on more than one occasion. Like,
damn.
Right, next question. Question 1173. What is the best weed?
super sour silver diesel haze. They sell it in the grey area under grey haze.
No, not
It's,
weed. Weed.
Creeping Charlie.
Same answer.
That doesn't count as a weed because it's not a weed.
It is a weed.
It's
No, it's
referred
not.
to as weed colloquially, and it's also a really cool name. Super sour silver diesel haze. It turns me into a 12-year-old. I just want to run about and play in the swings and just have a great time. It's fucking brilliant, like.
That's not a weed.
I'm
People
still
grow
gonna
it
stick with my
intentionally.
original answer.
See, other
Purple
people
candy, yo.
Right. So far, there's only one person giving a legit answer. And that's Ultra Jury Hyant and says dandelion. You can make food out of it.
Nah, fuck dandelions, yo.
I was thinking I used to make little crowns with them when I was little.
Daisies
fun.
or
How do you
dandelions?
consider Creeping Charlie not a weed?
No, dandelions.
Well, I don't know what Creepy Charlie is.
No, but dandelions are easier because their stems are thicker. And
Yes.
the way you do it is you split
But they
the-
snap. But they snap more.
Okay, well, you must have different dandelions than we do because ours are not very snappy.
Hey,
even
Americans on the chat,
better
you
in
know,
America,
America has dandelions because the English brought them here.
Yeah, but they could have changed since then. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's
Very
not as
spooky.
easy to. They used to, pop up all over our lawn when I was younger. So we'd gather up like a whole bunch of them, and we'd make what would be daisy chains, but they were dandelions. So yeah.
Brainbug says tiger lilies. Santi says the best weed is seaweed. It will stop world hunger. Lone Wanderer says ragweed. Ragweed is terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yes, raspberries. That's technically a weed because it. Yeah.
Chad says blackberries.
Yeah, blackberries.
We had those too in our backyard until it was because we had 2 acres of land and 1 acre was that where our was the lawn where our house sat, and the back half, the second acre, was all woods, and on the property line a whole bunch of raspberry and blackberry bushes just popped up. They were there for years. We used to pick them every summer, and then my brother got pissed off one day because he didn't want to mow the lawn. My mother made him, so he fucking mowed all that shit down. No more raspberries and blackberries. So. That's sad. And he's a dick.
That shouldn't
Lucy
be able
says-
to kill them.
What's the one with the white things on that you blow off and tell the time?
Yeah.
How the hell?
What are they?
What?
What are they? I'm looking them up.
Look them up. I don't
I'm
understand
trying
how
to
you
look
tell the time.
Do you know what happens, Dave, when you type weed that looks like snow into Google? You get a load of things about cannabis. So even Google disagrees with your wording of the question. Okay?
Yes, it's
He knew what he was asking when he asked this question.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
so I mean, so Kush isn't the valid answer. That's
No.
good.
God says Japanese knotweed is the king of weed.
How about the
Garlic
little
mustard.
weed? How about the little weed from Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Man?
Oh.
How old are you?
They fucking re-showed that shit, Dave, when I was a
Did
kid.
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. I say, when I was a kid, the Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men were what my dad watched.
Yeah.
I know.
He's right, Dave. They've done it again. It was out quite recently again.
Right. Nerdy says that Datera stramonium. I have no idea what that is. There's a weed called a leafy spurge here. It's kind of invasive. Does peyote count as a weed? What's peyote?
Is that Datura Satum, whatever the
No,
fuck it is? Is that
Datura
the
primonium is a vine-type
Peyotes.
plant with big, white bell-like shaped flowers, and it's known for its very toxic belladonna alkaloids. I asked for a friend.
Right, those white things that blow away are dandelions.
Are they dandelions?
Yeah.
I said we were dandelions, but you
It's
don't
just a
listen to me.
different- You were muted.
I
I
didn't hear.
said
Someone
I just muted
someone was
myself.
very rude. Someone was very rudely speaking over you, so we couldn't hear you.
The yellow ones are dandelions. They go from the yellow and spread out into the white.
Right.
Gypsum weed, it causes hallucinations. Are some mushrooms a weed?
No, they're
Mushrooms are not
fungus.
all a fungus by
Yeah, they're
definition.
fungus. They're not. They can't be weeds.
Yeah.
Why can they
They're
not
not
be a weed? What's the
like that.
definition of weed then?
It
Well,
has to
it's
be
like
from-
bug. Is weed not like bug, where it's no real classification? It's just a plant that grows in your,
Photosynthesis.
that you don't want there.
Any other good answers before we move on?
Yeah.
Go on.
What?
You said you had another good answer.
No, you said let's move on, and I went yeah.
No, I said, do you have any good answers before we move on?
And you still haven't moved on, and I've told you no 3 times now.
Did you answer,
See-
Dave?
No. I have
Then
no
answer.
idea.
See-
Absolutely no
Seeing
clue.
as you've banned all our favourite strains, I'd say no one's got a good answer, so move on.
Yeah. Like what? Chronic.
Dave's just jealous. That's all.
I say garlic mustard.
Garlic mustard.
No, garlic mustard.
Is that weed?
It's another one of those damn plants that the English brought over, and it's taking over woodland areas and is just voracious. Its seeds will sit dormant for 20 years. If you have it, get rid of it fast.
See, weed is a colloquialism for plants that you don't want to grow where they're growing. So mushrooms could be a weed.
No, but you're just being pedantic. And,
No.
Okay,
How-
well there's
Oh,
places
you're being-
there's places where cannabis grows like on the side of the streets or
There
whatever
is,
where
yes.
people don't want it. So you know what? It counts. Counts.
It's weed a weed. I keep saying it's weed a weed. No,
And
it's
by the
not.
way, Dave,
Yeah.
fungi are not regarded as plants even.
Fair enough. You sure
No.
there's not a colloquial description that includes them? They're arguing with me. Right, I'm going on before I get lynched.
Mushrooms are creatures from outer space.
Are they?
Thank you, Spookies back me up on this as well.
Yes, that's what I said. They're not plants like that, so can't be.
Yep.
But again, nobody fucking listens to me. So why
Mushrooms were brought here by octopus.
Right, we can either have 2 more questions or 3 more questions. It's up to Jeff.
I make it probably better make it 2, Dave. Honestly,
okay.
'cause I'm probably gonna have to get some.
That's fun.
For a
Okay. This is
reasonable
you
the
can train and swap them out.
no. This is the penultimate question. Question 1174. Have you ever picked up a randomly ringing phone in a public phone box? Who was on the other end?
Yes.
No.
Somebody who'd watched that film Phone Booth and was trying to take the piss. I'm not joking about this either.
No, I've had that. No, he says yes many times, can't remember. And then yes, and mum was looking for their kid.
Do you still have phone booths in Britland?
Yeah, they're
Not
public
many.
toilets.
Damn, we don't have them here. I mean, at least not where I live. Yeah, no, most states I've been to, they don't have them anymore. So like, yeah, no.
Ultra says, haven't used a payphone in well over a decade. Chad said no. Han says no. Ox says, let it ring. Rainbug says, haven't seen a phone booth in decades.
Yeah.
Zanti says yes, and they hanged up. Spooky says, phone box, Dave's a boomer.
I really want. There's a shop, or well, not a shop, but there's like a garage that must collect them on whenever I go to pick a lane. If I go a certain route, and he's like 7 of them big red ones in his yard for sale, and I really want one, but they're very
Yes, get one. We have got a very famous phone booth here. I'm not telling you where it is, because I'll tell you where I am.
I know. I already know. I'm guessing. I think I know.
There's not a lot of
Is
famous
it Doctor Who one?
No, it's not Doctor Who one.
TARDIS, yeah.
Isn't Doctor Who's box a phone booth? No, it's not a
Yeah,
phone booth.
no, it's
it's
a police
box.
Yeah, it's a different thing. It has a phone in it, but it's not a phone.
Not
booth.
necessarily. I think that one
Aren't they
does.
supposed-
And I
Aren't they
think the TARDIS one does, but the police boxes didn't necessarily have a phone in.
What else would they have?
I thought you're
they
supposed
were
to
putting people in. If you
Yeah, but I
needed
thought
to
you
lock
put-
someone up, you put them in the
I
box.
thought you put someone in, and then you call the police with the phone that's on the outside of the box.
Oh.
With the ones that have got
At least the
phones.
newer. There were ones that were like that. Maybe they
Yes.
weren't originally like that. Because, yeah.
Apparently, California has call boxes along most of its freeways. And one of them said yes. They asked for Tim. Did you say nothing? Anything? So yes, they're here. I mean, normally, whenever I've done it repeatedly, and the key to answering a public phone is play into whatever they're looking for.
You have randomly phoned phone boxes. You're confirming this, Dave, yes?
Have I randomly phoned phone boxes? Yes, I have. As well.
So just to point out, if I was to randomly answer a phone box, considering no one else in the world does this because they're all gone, the chances that the person on the other end is going to be you.
Not anymore. Once upon a time, perhaps.
Damn. Apparently, they are still in California. Interesting.
What boxes? Nope, all good. Right, Manda.
What was the question? No, I haven't.
Jamie.
Yeah,
We
no.
lost Jen.
Jamie's a little young. I don't think she's.
Well, I was warned that there might be a bit of an age problem
Yeah.
with this question. I mean, this is the thing, right? I remember. I remember using a laptop hooked up to a payphone. Especially in the UK, because as long as you had the key to the phone, you could open the phone and plug a phone directly into the thing and not pay for it.
That's interesting.
This is why they didn't give the key out to anyone. You had to borrow it from an engineer.
Were you looking for my answer?
Yes.
No, I've never
Why have you never?
heard of a phone booth ring on its own.
How have you never heard it? I've had it happen to me dozens of times.
You're a weirdo. Stop hanging out in phone boxes.
I don't hang out in phone boxes.
You do, because you're going in
Yeah.
to find out their number so you can go back and fucking phone them later.
No.
I think he's just trying all the phone boxes to see which one travels through time.
Dave's walking past and checking the coin, but
Or it's where he goes to take off his clothes.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Is that where
Most
your
of the
Superman
phone boxes-
costume is hidden?
Most of the phone boxes I grew up with were glass and you could see in.
So
So I wouldn't go in there to take my clothes off.
why not? You're going to come out without your clothes.
We've got much better bushes I could have hid behind.
I would say with Dave's great hips, watching him trying to change clothes in a phone box would be fucking hilarious, though.
True.
Yeah. Right. Mwahaha. Last question. Question 1175. Would you rather have whisks for hands or have a sentient, although somewhat grumpy, right foot?
You're just doing this question to annoy Perstol.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm going to go with whisks, because whisks are better than spatulas.
They'd be infinitely more useful. I agree.
But infinitely more useful than hands.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
it was that
No,
way.
than spatulas.
Then spatulas, yes.
Oh
Clearly.
yeah. No,
Spatulas wasn't on the offer.
Yeah, spatulas would make better hands than whisks.
But versatile kitchen utensil.
Could I get
Choice.
Could I get one that's like a pizza cutter instead?
Imagine trying to make an omelet with a spatula.
I need my hands, yo. It's kind of.
I don't.
I'll just take the leg and then I can chop it off if it's too annoying.
Could I get an attachment for the whisk that operates like a hand?
No, they're just whisks.
You're making
Ever
this
try to
really
wank with a
difficult.
whisk? Yeah, dude. That's that's a concern.
That could get kind
But
of scratchy, hey?
You could probably put a rubber thing over the whisk, like an oven glove.
You're into rubber?
I'm trying to think up solutions for you. I'm a problem solver.
That is what you're a problem solver and you come up with this quiz. All you do.
You know, I didn't have a problem till you made me go with whisks.
You could have gone with a sentient foot.
I don't want my right foot talking back to me.
Yeah, brain bug is a good point. You know,
I don't like those heels. They're too tight in the toes. And we get squished up there.
Well, can
Fuck
it
you.
talk?
Yes,
Well,
it can talk.
I would kind of assume.
He says, so does your right foot know when you are masturbating? Of course it does. It can see.
I mean,
It
Buck
does.
says,
That's what are you
right
talking
foot need
about?
my hands. God says you need hands, though. Cadence says, I have a somewhat grumpy right foot anyway. It might as well be sentient. God the Sewing says, right foot, my body does what it wants anyway. Hand says, right foot, unless whisks as hands are common, then that. Never Again says, it seems I already have a sentient and very grumpy back. I'll take the foot. I need my hands to type. Ox says, ever try to wank with a whisk? And says, do you become a cat person? I don't get the significance there. Spooky says, spatulas can whisk, but whisks can't spatula. Fact. Brainbox says, obviously, how grumpy is it kicking my dog? I think it is kicking your dog. It's really grumpy. You walk on it all day.
I mean, yeah, I think you just got to chop it off at that point.
You murder your foot.
Do you either spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair, or do you not have hands and can't do anything else? Like, you can never use a computer, a fucking cell phone.
You get a peg leg.
You can never masturbate. Like, what can you do with no hand? I'd rather have no legs than no hands. So,
God says you could gag it. Jenny says we
can you sedate it?
You don't have to do any of those things to use a gag. You can just gag yourself.
You gag yourself.
I'm sorry. Did I say that or think that?
You said it. You said it.
Oh, fuck.
Aiden says a sentient right foot can just be shoved into a sock and a shoe or dipped in water to shut it up. It would be like bondage and torture. Godless Granny says, where is stool?
Like, you know, this is a good way. Say you have those kind of proclivities. You enjoy torturing people, but I mean, it's illegal. So why not torture the screaming sentient being on your foot?
Yeah.
So fucked.
Brainbug says, you cannot kick my dog. That's a deal breaker. So you go for the whisks then, Brainbug. Harmonica Man says, I'll take the foot. And apparently I've got 4 thumbs down. Bastards.
What would you do if you got athlete's foot?
I think you would have to rub cream all over it.
I use spray. Spray is more effective.
Would you have to get
I've
permission?
used the spray. Wait, if my right foot has a mouth, that changes things. Go on.
You know what? Actually, I think I want to change my answer. Can I get the hands, but then cut them off and replace them with like cool robotic hands, like Luke Skywalker?
No, you get wet.
No.
But I have the whisks. I can I can cut them off, can't I?
You could cut the whisk off.
And then I'll just go get them replaced. I'll have like the fucking.
But you can't have
the cool
anything
Luke hand.
ambient. You can't have Luke type. We don't have the technology to do Luke type.
We've got close enough. Well, it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but there's good prosthetic hands out there. Have you fucking seen some of this shit? They can replace your hand, yo.
Just duct tape a fucking lightsaber to the whisk.
I feel like I could have better hands out of this deal, or I could chop the leg off and get a better prosthetic leg too.
Yes, well, that's what
So
I was trying
really
to say before. You put one leg off that you can put a prosthetic on.
Do you think anybody's ever thought of those artificial legs they have, that are carbon and guys can run in them and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you ever think they'd make a penis out of one of those?
No. That'd just be a dildo.
Yeah.
Why would you attach it? It's much more convenient not attached.
Get yourself a dildo penis. Maybe you make it vibrate though. That'd be pretty dope.
Famous last words, $1 million man woman. Can you replace the foot too?
Gives a whole different concept of input and output jacks.
No.
The chat demands one more question. Whoa.
Now the chat can sod off.
Chat can fuck off.
We voted. They lost.
What if they unionize?
No, that's what the
Well,
panelists keep trying to do.
I'm the only fucking qualified union rep here.
There we go. Right. No unionization here.
It's union busting time, yo.
Very much so.
They all have wrenches though.
They do. Right.
We tried unionising last series, but couldn't get enough solidarity from the chat.
That's always
We
the
managed to
problem.
all refuse to answer questions. That was quite horrific. That was Manda's fault.
Yeah.
It's because you wouldn't fucking answer the questions.
That's because I am the question giver.
It's
Right.
supposed to
Doesn't-
set precedent, so.
Yeah, well, that's
No! Manda!
it was that was yeah.
What?
What would you have? The foot or the whisks?
Foot.
MathPig.
Whisks.
Jenni.
Just so I can paddle stool.
Well, I don't want to have conversations with my foot, so I'm going to go whisk.
Jeff.
When did the foot grow a mouth?
Risks.
Yes, the foot can talk.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
It was discussed. Do you not pay attention?
No, I've tried talking 3 or 4 times and then I just stopped and give up.
Oh, you're so happy this evening. Jamie.
I'll take the foot and then cut it off if it gets too annoying and replace it with a prosthetic.
Foot murderer.
I don't care, yo. If you're gonna make my life a living hell yeah, fuck you. You're gone. I don't think it's illegal to kill a foot. Okay.
He said it kind of grumpy. He didn't say like it was super obnoxious.
Well, that's why I said if it's too annoying. I'll take it one step at a time. See how it goes.
I hang out with Dave and I haven't cut him off yet. So
You know what? Trust me, if you knew what I'd do for a living, I'd never fear the fucking end of it. So
look,
Your foot
depends
wouldn't
on where the mouth is. If it's at the bottom of the foot, you'd just be stomping at his face the whole time.
Oh, I'd love you for that, wouldn't it? Just dunk, 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 dunk.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up or I'll stomp on you.
Ooh, stomp on me, stomp on me.
Dave, answer the question.
Foot.
What if the foot's kinky? What if it's into it? It's like, oh yeah, stomp me harder.
You're making
That
the
might
foot
be
more
worse.
attractive now.
why the fuck does the foot get all the fun?
I
Because
mean,
it's in a Tarantino movie? I don't know.
might make sex with your partner more interesting.
You go, shut up or I will put you in the boot.
You know, I don't have to worry about that. So
Well, if they call it fisting with a hand, what would they call it with a foot?
Footing.
Footy?
footsie.
Footsie.
We play
I'll give a
footsie in the
whole new meaning to the
restaurant.
word footsie.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Plain
thinking.
footsie.
Right, we're done.
Right.
Does anyone have anything to shill before I say goodbye?
We have open mic night on Thursday. American political bullshit that we're all going to scream about because it's going to be a mess.
Did you hear back Are we doing a stream later?
No, nothing. No.
Fair enough.
And next week with David Worley, next Wednesday, we're gonna have like a parody sort of practice run where you can come and debate a Dave and pick a topic. David,
Oh, that's not
what?
me. Thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
I just said David Worley. Were you not listening to the 3 seconds
phased
before I
out.
was speaking?
I faced out. All I heard was debated Dave, and I thought, shit, what the hell's you got signed up for?
No, you're next week.
We're involved in it too, apparently.
Yes. Yes. I haven't told Dave yet, though he's involved. I'm telling him now.
Just, Wally looking to hone his technique, is he? Or
No, he wants to debate people, so I'm like, right, let's.
I know that's what I mean. That's kind of what I mean because I know he was looking to get into debates.
Yeah.
So he wants to get into debates. We're going to have like a bit of fun with it. Obviously, we're not taking anything serious. Serious topics might come up, but
can I play devil's advocate?
Pardon?
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Well, see, Dave wants to be involved. There you go. See, worked out perfectly.
Yeah, you got to play the part of Kent Hovind, Dave.
I can do that. Manda.
Not that I can think of.
Jenny.
Well, tomorrow really is my birthday, and if you
Happy
go to my
birthday
Twitter
again.
page, and you
Happy
get my Ko-fi address, which is ko-fi.com/Jenni Morgan, one word, no space, you can give me unlimited amount of coffee.
Dope.
Unlimited amount of coffee. That's a lot of coffee.
Give her coffee. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
She'll come back in vibrating on Friday.
That'd be all right. I like vibrating.
Sounds like
Oh,
fun.
never mind.
Jenny. We're gonna start
I
calling
keep that
you
nearby
Jen.
just to whip it on camera when it seems appropriate.
Jeff.
Just Sunday. Asterix and Caesar's Gift with Hissy on the Sunday. So
That's an evil one. It's one of my
I
favorites.
love that one. That is one of my favorites. That is one of my favorites of the Asterix books. So I'm
Jamie.
liking it actually at the moment. I'm getting all the fun ones, and Hissy's getting all the controversial ones. It's kind of good. So this is working out.
Jamie.
I guess just check out my channel, Jamie Darké, where I do like live streams and shit. I have a show called Darké Vision where I like look at the news and shit. And I do like chill streams where I do gaming and I take call-ins so people can call in and chat with me and shit. And those are usually a lot of fun. So yeah. Oh, and I have music up there because I rap as well.
Very cool. The links will be in the description. I didn't do it before the show, so I'll do it just afterwards. And if I was organised, I'd put them in the chat, but I'm not that organised. Other than that, we will see you. I'll see you on Thursday on Open Mic Night, which will be great fun for the Brit and the Irish git as well. To be quite honest,
Fucking love talking about American politics, Dave. Don't give me that shit.
I just love to point and laugh.
Okay.
I might have to join y'all for that, yo. I love talking about American politics too.
There's something going on in American politics at the moment. I'm not.
No, nothing at all.
Nothing major.
Same
You can
old
go
shit.
Check out my stream from last night when we talked about it. It's cool.
That was quite good. It was a good stream last night.
Very
Right.
good.
On that note, I can say thank you to Jamie, to Amanda,
Thank you.
to Jeff, to Jenny, and to MathPig.
Oh, yeah. Last but not fucking least, thanks. Love you too.
You're
Can
just
we go
a
again and you
floating
can
head.
start?
All the love.
And we will see you. I'll say goodbye and thank you very much in the chat for coming. We will see you on Friday.
Bye bye, chat. Love
Bye.
you.